Hello and welcome to the Sewing Studio. Today is the October postcard for our block of the month. And October for me says pumpkins. So I've done this little scene of 3 pumpkins for October. So I'm just going to do a quick recap on the previous months. So we've got January. Would have helped if I'd put them in order. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and now October. So I've used a piece of yellowy gold background because I always think about October as all the lovely oranges and golds and browns. So I've used this nice check yellow background and I've done 3 really simple pumpkins. So I always think it looks better with an odd number, but it may be that you just want to do 1 pumpkin. So you could do yours portrait with 1 big pumpkin, or I've done mine landscape and I've done 3. So I've done a large pumpkin and then 2 smaller ones. And this is really quick, easy and fun to do. So on your Bonder web, you just need to draw some rough pumpkin shapes. So on the back of your Bonder web, I'll do one of the smaller ones first. And then I'm going to do a slightly bigger one. And as you can see, none of these are the same. When I try and draw these, I can never draw the same thing twice. So I'm just going to cut out very roughly, not on the line. So I'm going to have the bigger one for the middle. So I'm going to use this nice orangey fabric that I've got. So I'm going to use that for the bigger one, and then I'm going to use this goldy colour piece for the smaller one. So I'm just going to the iron to press those on. And we also need to think about the stems here. So I'm just going to draw very roughly a sort of squared, let's move that up a bit, sort of squared off shape. And then this one here, you can see, is slightly thinner and narrower. And then a stubby one there for that one. So I'm going to do those in different colours. So I'm going to do 2 green, so I've got 2 different greens here, and I've got a piece of this brown. So I'm going to press these onto the back of these pieces of fabric. And then I'm going to cut all of these pieces out on the lines. So I'm now going to just place them roughly where I want them. So I'm going to break the back of the bonder web. I'm not quite happy with the bottom shape now I've taken that off. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit. The good thing is that pumpkins aren't all equal, are they? So there we are, pop that on there. And then before I press things in place, I'm going to just tuck the stems down behind the pumpkin. So I would draw the other pumpkin and I'd do exactly the same. I'd place it there and place the stem behind it. So I'm going to press these two in place. And then to finish them off, you can see on this one here that I've done some stitching to just give the illusion of them being curved. And you can see these lines, and you get those on the pumpkins, that you get these lines. So I've just done a really simple stitch line on those. And what I did was I used my pen that you can iron off, and I just drew the line on there. And I used, got this lovely box of threads here, I just used 2 strands of DMC thread. So I went through and matched up roughly the colours, and I used 2 strands, and I just did, as you can see on here, just did a simple running stitch. And the other thing I did was I used a green thread, got a nice green one here. And what I did for the tendrils, so sometimes you get these tendrils coming off your pumpkins, I just drew these wavy lines coming out of the pumpkin. And with this thread, I used 2 strands and I did a back stitch to make this line of the tendrils. So you can do as many of those as you want. I've just done a couple on the bottom ones, and I've done an extra one on the top one just because I like that it's got an odd number. So you could do as many pumpkins as you wanted to do, or you could put some other fruits, or whatever October means for you. You could even do pumpkins with the faces cut out for Halloween. It could be anything. So just have some fun with it. So don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss our November episode. So as always, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you next time here in the Sewing Studio.